About time I get in on that.
My cousin already making moves.
It done bad, man. Just as ill as I wanna be steak and grapes and all kind of wineries. Little shot, brethren. Yeah, man.
Hey, you wanna hit this with me?
Nah, I don't wanna fuck up you and your girls a long time, son.
Come on, do it look like she mine?
Hey, yo, Tina, do you mind?
I'm saying, like, what if we merge the two styles? Kung Fu and rap. You know, blend the music with the movies. The lyrics, the whole fucking vibe.
Yo, Dennis. We not Chinese.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
Hey, and I'm Ron.
And LaWanda, she is out this week, but she sends her regards. But Tiffany, we have some special guests with us. Do you want to introduce them?
Absolutely. Today we're going to be talking about the WU-Tang American Saga show, and we have Jason Louder. Yes, the Wu. I love them. He plays Cressy on the show, and we have Nuri Hazzard, and he plays Byron on the show. So we're very excited to have you both on the show today. Thank you for joining us.
And thanks for blessing us too, brothers. Thanks for blessing us, man.
Thank y'all.
Likewise, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So if you guys hang tight, we'll be right back with you.
Louisiana where the last one burned you. Know that ain't cool. Wanna show you how I'm nothing like him. Swear that's the truth. So you can't trust that alone.
All right, we are back. Like I said, we're talking with Jason Louder and Nuri Hazzard from the Wu-Tang series on Hulu. They are here joining us to give us a little bit of time, tell us about their experience, and we're definitely going to ask them a few questions and get to know them a little bit better. So thank you guys again.
I like to start with Jason. So Jason, you studied Aikido. And hey, I'm a martial arts guy myself, man. So when I saw that, you know, much love and respect.
I knew Ron was going to jump in on that. As soon as I saw it, I knew it.
Yeah, I've been in it for, you know, most of my adult life, basically. But it's no big deal. You know, I'm old now, so all my martial arts went to a cane. You know that. But
And that's funny to say that because actually it's I started training in Jeet Kune Do, and so but that was very short-lived. So I want to become reacclimated into it. I've been speaking to one of my brothers, man, and he's like, yo, it's calling you. So I'm like, all right, okay, got it. I need to step back into it.
Yeah, I love Aikido, man. I tried Aikido for 6 months, man. I got tired of being thrown on the floor. That headache got me, man. I'm like, okay, we got to do something else.
Yes.
But the question I have for you, would you say that being a martial artist is what really drew you to that Wu-Tang Saga?
Well, for me, bro, I grew up listening to Wu-Tang like in the I remember getting my first tape. Not even the 30 Into the 36 Chambers.
Yes.
It was a cassette tape, right?
Right.
And I bus listening to it on the bus, and I was like, yo, what is this?
Who is this?
Like, who are these dudes? And so for me, that was my introduction into like who the Wu. Oh my God. So from there, I was like, yo, everything Wu. Method Man, you know what I'm saying? ODB, the purple tape, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
So it was really like just this organic, divine, like destiny that led me to the series. And I mean, literally everything from the audition, from beginning, everything was just divine. It was like just serendipitous, you know what I mean? So yeah,
definitely.
So that's where it started.
Good.
Well, how about you, Nuri? How were you introduced to the show?
Well, I mean, my agent just sent me the breakdown, and I was like, okay,
that works.
that's on the surface. But as he explained, because of my life experience, it's been kind of serendipitous for it to come together this way. Like I was raised and born into and raised in hip hop, and then I'm an actor. I've been pretty much raised in acting as well. So like to have an opportunity to intertwine both of those passions simultaneously, even though I wasn't rapping on the show, just to be a part of that, like to be a part of hip hop history like that was, like you said, serendipitous.
So, you know, with Wu-Tang being such a legendary group, was there any pressure, you know, with being a part of the show? Did you feel like, oh man, like I gotta?
Of course.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
just
Right.
the weight of it, just knowing that these are like, they're legends, like straight up.
They are.
Wu-Tang is hip hop legend. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop like excellence, right? And so it's knowing that, and like when I think one of these I guess the first AD called me one day and was like, "Hey, we need to schedule you a call with the RZA." And I'm like, "What?
Wow.
I'm like, "Nah, ain't no way. There's no way." So that right there, just talking to him on the phone was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
Crazy. I know.
And so he kind of reassured. He was like, "Man, listen, Cressy, he was a real dude. And so I just want you to honor, like, just just paying homage to him and who he was." And he's like, he was a scary dude, man. So he was like, "Bro, listen, God, I just want you to walk in them shoes." And I was like,
You did that.
Okay.
The accent and
I was almost
everything.
expecting you to get on here with the accent. I'm like, hold on, where's the accent?
Right. You did that.
I was expecting you to come out with, you know, what's that, Jamaican or Rasta? I'm like, okay, he's got me. But
You know, you did your thing too. You did your thing too. I like the scene when you were with Ghost. when you were hollering to old girl in the background.
Yeah, that cracked me up. I mean,
it did crack me up.
Yeah.
Like you said, just being a part of the history.
Yeah.
Just it being Wu-Tang alone, you know, as that standard to it. But and the route that they sent us down, as far as like, I think the same for you, like just to root it and ground it in reality. You know what I'm saying? That made it way easier. It's way simpler. It's just to get there, you just got to ground it into reality. So it was a good opportunity.
Yeah, listen, that show made me nostalgic because I grew up listening to Wu. As a matter of fact, their like 20-year anniversary of the 36 Chambers was like last year. Yes. And they came to Jiffy Lube Live here in Virginia, and they were with Snoop Dogg, and I was there with my son. So I showed up and showed out. And so this show made me very nostalgic, and I learned a lot too, even though I watched that documentary, The Mics and Men.
Yeah.
You know, some of the things I was not aware of about like the beefs before, like how they had to overcome all those beefs just to become a group. And I'm just like, how do you go from trying to kill each other to being in a group?
Right.
Yep.
You know, so you guys are doing an awesome job.
That was a dope element of it too. Like I said, I was born in the 90s. Like when this was happening, I wasn't running around, and you know what I'm saying? But it gave me an opportunity to be an adult, to be a young adult in those times that I was a child through. So that was dope because they really went to the furthest extent to be authentic to the times and maintain continuity through it all. So that was a dope experience as well.
So Nuri, would you say that you found your artistic voice at Duke Ellington? Because I know you studied at Duke Ellington, and then you went on to go to UNC. Is that where you discovered your artistic prowess?
Oh man, yeah, you did your research. But yes, that actually that's true. That is true. I would definitely attribute my time at Duke Ellington to me finding my artistic voice. it was a place where I started rapping as well. It was like by being there and be like, that was the first time I had been around people who were like me, in that we were from the city that we were from, and we had the disposition and the history that we had, you know what I'm saying, the spirit that we had, but we thought differently, and we had all of these creative tools and mindsets and like ideas, things we wanted to do. And it was such a liberating experience being around them. It led me to being like, yo, I think I could rap too. Wait, I think I could do this too. Wait, so I just explored my creative possibilities there. It was such a playground. And I have to say this, because you brought up UNCSA too. I think specifically Duke Ellington was me finding my artistic voice and my artistic foundation because of the Afrocentric position that they teach from. Like the overwhelming majority of the teachers are Black. The overwhelming majority of the student population is Black. And with that being said, as an artist going into a UNCSA and then into a professional world like this, it gives me a different kind of confidence, a different sense of self, a different sense of purpose as well. Having come from and being able to have learned from my lineage, you know what I'm saying? These people were greats in their time and even still are, you know what I'm saying? So to have come from that, being able to touch those people, talk to those people, gave me a sense of duty and honor and pride, you know?
Much respect, man. Much respect.
Yep.
Yeah. Dope. That's dope. And even to piggyback off of what Nuri was saying, like I bro, that's so dope that you even shared that, because I come from like a line of MCs as well. I was I rapped from like 1990, 91 to all the way to 2007, 8. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So just finding your voice was very critical for us. You know what I'm saying? And so to know that, okay, it all ties in. Like we are on a divine aligned like journey. And so the Wu-Tang was kind of like it came to its head with this series. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm curious to know, I mean, both of y'all on the same show, were y'all on the same set together? Like, were y'all on the set at the same time? Did y'all,
We in the same episode too, ain't we?
Yeah.
But we were not on the set together.
Right.
Yeah.
This is my first time meeting my brother, and I
It is.
Wow.
I'm so happy to bring y'all together.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yes, truly.
Yeah, the way they had it.
That's cool.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I feel you too, Zuri. I mean, Nuri, I was just saying, like, just the way that's how film works. Like you may be in the same. I never met Erica Alexander, but we were I was in Black Lightning with her as well. So it's kind of like, wow. So it kind of happens like that. We on the same episode, but we never shot on the same days.
Okay.
Wow.
That's cool.
Glad to have you both here.
Yeah.
And then also they were shooting like on site. It wasn't in a studio. Most of it wasn't in a studio.
Yeah.
Or a lot of it, I should say, because some of it was. But so with that being said, they were really at a mansion, and I was really in the hood. So it was like we were two completely different places.
Oh wow.
Well, I have a question.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you, like, since you guys both have like these, your personal experiences, and then you have this show that's, kind of a reflection of your early beginnings in music, and you have your creative side that you get to bring to work. What aspects of you do you, add into your characters that you play, like of your personal experience?
Wow. So, like, oddly enough, one of my good friends, man, he's from Jamaica, and we used to make fun of his accent when we were younger. Like we used to make fun of that. Like, and so I called him, was like, yo, bro, I need to use you for some how you say this. So that was once again like how everything that we do in life, it leads us to a certain point, right? And it was like, wow, we used to making fun of his accent. Like that kind of helped me play around with that a little bit, right? So that right there is what I brought as far as me personally. And then everything else was kind of like just being grounded, like Nuri said, and being responsible about this character, about this person this real person, Cressy, who lived, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I was like, yo, I just want to be as authentic as possible to him and his story. And that was my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Well, I know, Jason, you had a movie short that was called A Ride and a Fall, I believe it was. And you played a Jamaican, you were in jail. And, you know, that cracked me up, I'm gonna tell you that. You know, and to the fact, you know, my wife is Jamaican. So when we started watching Wu-Tang and American Saga and she heard you, you know, she turned and she said, is he Jamaican? I'm like, I'm not sure. I said, but he's got me sold on that dialect, you know.
Yeah.
You sold her too, so.
Yeah, you did your thing.
Yeah.
A testament to an actor doing his work. That is not to be overlooked. He is not Jamaican, and yet you were
we thought,
that is not to be overlooked. To be able to act, that's like being able to drive while drinking a latte. It's like extra, you know what I'm saying? Like, extra.
Absolutely, that's a blessing. Give thanks, family.
Definitely.
Well, Nuri, I know you're a rapper too. So do you have any projects on the horizon?
Yeah, actually I do. So a part of having a multiplicity to my art is I'm always like reimagining myself and reimagining what I can do. So I've actually been working on a project that's multimedia and story based, like a conceptual thing. And I would like, when the world opens up again, I would like for it to be an immersive experience, and I would like for the presentation of the music to go beyond just like downloading it or streaming it or, you know, hearing it on the internet through social media or something like that. I have all these ideas about like because as an actor, by being an actor and a rapper simultaneously, what I'm really learning is the art of performing, of telling stories. So now I'm building something where I can make the music, and the songs is dope and the music is dope, but it's conceptual and it tells an overarching story and it's immersive. Because that's just what I like to do. I feel like definitely as a rapper, if this was a video game, my stats would be way up on the performance side. So I feel like that's a strong suit of mine. So I always like to play towards it as much as I can.
Well, you in September 2019, How It Unfold.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I like that, man.
It's about a year old now, and that even was an opportunity for like I'm not the best with journaling. I don't even really take pictures that often, and so like my music is my journaling. Like all of those stories mean something to me. They're rooted in my reality, picked from my real life and transmuted into art. So it's like that project especially, that was the first time I challenged myself to. Because I always admire artists like that can take their life experiences and be like, all right, I'm gonna make a song or I'm gonna write a play. So that was my first time consciously being like, I'm gonna challenge myself to take what is happening in my actual life right now and make it into a thing.
And I'm glad you said that, because as I was listening to it, I said to myself, is this actual experiences? Because you brought that out, really, you did. And that was one of the questions I had asked myself. You know, are these from actual experiences? Because I could denote that in the feelings that you had in that, in your song. So, hey, you did a perfect, excellent job, definitely.
Is it available online?
Yes, it is. All streaming platforms. How It Unfold.
Plug it. And Jason, do you have any other acting projects on the horizon that you want to?
Well, yeah, I like, and this is what's so like not bizarre, but so like just really just organic and just so just divine. I've worked on a couple of projects during the pandemic. So you know, I've been blessed to do that. So still working. Did a pilot about so it's been really a blessing, and I'll be filming next month, December, tomorrow. Well, starting next month, December. Tomorrow's December, but be working on a film project. So I can't disclose a lot of it, but yeah, it's gonna be on a Netflix. So
good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
That is awesome. Now I was wondering if like being on such a huge platform like Hulu, if that's resulted in like more exposure for you guys.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Credits, real stuff. Oh, absolutely. Like whether it be socially or whether it be professionally, or whether it be within the artistic field, doing something of that nature definitely attracts people attention. There's, they say pathos, logos, ethos. There is definitely an appeal to authority. Like when people see a certain name, they respond to it, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the mechanics of it, because we are in this for the long run. We do want to keep doing this. This is I just from talking to him in this time, I believe this is something we love, and like, what I'm saying, we want to keep doing it. So I always appreciate that.
Absolutely. And it's fun to say that too, because with like, you never, that's not the first idea. Like when you come into it, it's for the love, right? It's like acting found me. I wasn't looking to be an actor. It literally found me. And so because of that, when I fell in love with it. And so the love and the passion is what drove me, and the art is what drives, you know what I'm saying? And so when people like recognize it, like, oh snap, you Cressy, and I'm like, hey, yeah. It's really, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to know that, hey, you know what, you're leaving a mark in people's lives. So we know that this art is bigger than us. It's bigger than us, right? The craft is bigger than us. So we have to be responsible with it. And so that's kind of where my mind kind of goes sometimes. Like, okay, I got to be responsible with it.
Well, Black Lightning was one of my favorite shows. And you are the original 2-Bits, if you will. So, give me a little bit about 2-Bits, man. I mean, you put your heart in that. So just tell me a little bit about that character.
Man, so like what's funny is that this journey is there's no blueprint for this, right? So I auditioned for another role, and then my agent was like, they want to book you for this role called 2-Bits. And I was like, okay, yeah, all right, let's go. So just digging into it, like reading the comics, seeing who he was, I'm like, yo, this guy, he was a street hustler who happened to know Jefferson Pierce because they went to school together. Then in the comic book, he marries Jefferson Pierce's sister. And then Jefferson Pierce realizes that, hey, you know what, I can use 2-Bits as my informant. So I'm going to use him as my informant. Well, Black Lightning uses him as his informant, and he becomes 25-Bits in the 100 gang. So it's like, yo, this is crazy. So I come on the set with all this knowledge and information. And it's like I was blessed to collaborate with Oz Scott and with Akil and Salim and Mar Akil.
Oh, wow.
And they're just like open to just like saying, hey, you know what do you see? What do you want to bring? And it's like, oh, okay, this is what I feel. And so playing that was a blessing, like how collaborative it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's awesome. So
Well, that's cool.
Oh, go ahead, Tiffany.
I was gonna say, I want to put you both on the spot for a minute.
That's the Tiffany spot now. That's a hot spotlight. I'm gonna tell you that.
No. I just going back to the Wu, because they're all dope lyricists, and I just want to know, like, both of you, do you have a favorite member?
Ooh, why you do that?
I know.
Before I answer you, I was all prepared. I was like, she's gonna ask us to rap or something right now. I was more prepared for that than I. No. I'm just saying, I was more prepared for that than I was for this. Oh man!
I told you it was gonna be hot. I told you that Tiffany spotlight.
And I'm like, it's a lot of them, and they all dope. But some of us have favorites. I do. I like all of them. I like the group as a whole, but there are some that I like Meth. I like Raekwon, the chef.
They might take to a different part of you.
Right. And I have a friend. Ghost is his guy. So yeah. I'm just curious.
That's asking like a mama, who is your favorite? Like, who's your favorite? Who do you really like the most? Because it's kind of like,
right. They're all dope. So you know, if y'all want to pass, it's okay.
I got you. I'm gonna say, considering like the style and considering like how I appreciate when people can take different forms and like evolve beyond where they started. I'm gonna go with Method Man. I'm gonna go with Meth. I'm gonna go with Meth, considering I like how when I look back into the 90s, he was on everybody's joints. I mean, Raekwon was too. It was a couple of them that was, but you could hear Method Man on Down South joints. You could hear Method Man on Tupac joints. You could hear Method Man.
The what? Biggie's joint? The what?
Exactly. On Tupac and Biggie joint, and he going crazy on them joints. Like saying stuff that I'm like off top. On the Tupac joint, he said something, I stay on point like icicle. Something crazy. He just be talking crazy. I don't know. I like it. And I like how direct his style is. Like Raekwon and all of them. I love that style, and I love how like out there, abstract, non-linear it is. But I appreciate that punch, that direct punch of Method Man. So I'm gonna go Meth.
They're all dope. They're all dope though.
Yeah. I'll say this. When I heard I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies, hypotheses can't define how lyrically perform all robbery, flee with the lottery, possibly they spotted me. I was like, yo, what is that? Inspector Deck, when he dropped that, I was
you know what? My son like Inspector Deck too.
I'm gonna tell you this. My close runner up is Inspector Deck, because
my son liked him too.
Specifically because he got one of my favorite verses. My man came on Guru's joint and said, I leave scientists mentally scarred, triple extra large, wild like rock stars that smash guitar. Like when he did, it's the same feeling. I see how excited you got, Jason, and I was like, yeah, that was that feeling, bro. That was that feeling. Actually, to tie it all in, I did Kung Fu when I was younger, and I used to listen to that song, that Above the Clouds song, before I did every match.
Look at this. Like I had that in common too.
Okay, Nuri, you got to put that in your resume and stuff, man. So when we come looking for you next time, see, we'll know. I was actually looking for that. I was trying to tie that in because I did karate and then went into Kung Fu. And after Kung Fu, I tried a little Aikido. I scratched that a bit, but it's all one. It's all one art. It's all mental and controlling the mind and body and spirit. Yes. So and that's what I loved about the Wu-Tang, the Saga, because even though it had little to do with Kung Fu, but I think one of the things that I think it was you, Nuri, you were in the window with. Who's that with?
I was with Ghost.
That was Ghost.
Yeah, and Ghost, Ghost was he I could feel what he was saying, and I'm thinking, this is dope. This is, and then you come out with, yo, Ghost, we're not Chinese.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like, okay, but the spirit is definitely there.
Yeah. And it's dope too, just to see how the RZA and Alex Shea were able to kind of like weave like so many beautiful, like just artistic. Once again, they took creative, I guess, creative rights, if you will, to like one episode when he was a video game, he was walking to the video game. That was dope. And the fact that the Wu, they definitely used martial arts, Kung Fu. That was like, they were kind of like teaching us different lessons. Cause like I learned that being water, like Bruce Lee was like be like water.
Be like water. That's right.
So and the boxing, chess, like they were teaching us so much they were just dropping gems like always.
For sure. Oh, I definitely knew about Jet Li and all of that as a kid and got into Shaolin Wushu Kung Fu because of Wu-Tang. That was definitely the direct route. Like, cause my dad, like I said, he raised me in hip hop. So it's like him loving that led us to this, which led us to Kung Fu.
Yes.
I was going to ask, was there anything else that, after being a part of the show that you learned about Wu-Tang that you didn't know before?
So, for me personally, I didn't know that beef the
Raekwon
Ghost
and Ghost.
Rain.
I didn't know that either. I was like, wow.
Like they almost killed, like, yo,
yeah,
each other. Like, yeah, I was like, yo, that's crazy. And even if it wasn't to that extent, the fact that that existed was like, wow, man, it speaks to their brotherhood. It speaks to how music was just bigger, how it was the group, it was the music that kind of like got them out of that and was like, okay, yo, we doing this because it's a love. We have a love for this thing, man. So
and RZA was a nucleus.
He was a nucleus. Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't know that. That I didn't know. I did not know. At all. And then like their relationships, like I knew that, I did know that, the RZA was cousins, him and Ghostface were cousins, you know what I'm saying? And like just how Method Man, how he knew Method Man, and then how it was kind of like, it was dope kind of figure, like looking at all the puzzles, like, oh snap. So he lived, Old Dirty Bastard he was his cousin, and then him and RZA and ODB were cousins, and it was like, okay, so that's how they knew. And then Ghost, so he knew his sister. Ghost was messing with RZA's sister.
Right.
Yeah, that was a shocker for me too.
Well, you know what? Our fans would hate us if we don't ask this question. What about season 2? What's up with that?
I'll tell you this.
Free Cressy.
I have my Wu shirt.
Yeah. As far as I know, things are moving forward. They moving forward with it. That's as far as I know.
Yeah.
So, but there's no set time for filming or anything yet because of COVID.
Well, things is in the air because of COVID. You know what I'm saying? COVID definitely affected a lot of entertainment work. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely in the air, but they definitely are going to shoot it for sure.
Well, that's good news.
Soon too. Like very soon.
Okay.
And also, like I saw an article where it said, you got is actually he's about to be.
I saw that too. I was excited about that.
Yeah. So some good stuff on the horizons.
That's one thing I appreciate about the show. It seems like the marketing strategy that they have for the Wu-Tang right now. And I was saying this to my son, like first I saw the documentary, Mics and Men. Yep. Then the show came about. Then I saw them in concert. I was like, okay, not only are, the Wu-Tang fans, we all getting our life right now, but they're being introduced to a younger generation now, folks who don't even know who Wu-Tang is. Now they're going to learn who they are.
They was thorough. They was thorough on another level with this marketing and rollout.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. In New York City, for like 2 weeks, you could get fare cards for the subway that was like Wu-Tang American Saga personalized.
Oh, wow.
That's dope.
They had it on Smash. They knew what they was doing. They knew what they was doing.
That's
and
what
I respect
figured.
that vision.
And
then they had like Raekwon and I believe Ghost had a collaboration with a brand named Kith, where they had like a little capsule that came out as well. It was like they was hitting on all cylinders. I definitely learned from their marketing vision. That's for sure.
Because I was seeing I peep game and background is PR and everything. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. Well, I saw in the credits of the Wu-Tang show that, most of them are in the credits as consultants. Besides RZA, of course, executive producer, but I saw, Raekwon and several of the members in the credits. So were they on set too, besides RZA?
Alex Zay, I think he was a co-executive producer, because he had mentioned something about that there was some actuality in the movie, that some of the events were
Yeah, if you
real life.
saw the documentary, I saw that there was some, I know RZA said that it was like historical fiction. So there were some things that they took some creative liberties with. But for the most part, a lot of the stuff in the on the show was similar to what I saw in the documentary. And oh boy, that plays ODB, he's doing his thing too.
Yeah.
He's killing it as ODB.
TJ, yo, okay. So we were shooting a scene, and it was the scene where they were at that's when they first like battled, or they all came up and spit their verses.
Yeah.
And in there, yo, he was like, oh. I was like, yo, this dude is locked in. He was like, yo, who coming to smoke with me, son? And I was like, this dude is locked in.
I'm telling you, I said he had him down. I was like,
The
wow.
mannerisms and even the body movements and everything.
Yes, he had him down. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Ashton is doing this thing as RZA. Everybody. Shamik, what's her name? Zola.
Yep.
Yeah. All-star cast. I mean, everybody on the show really killed it. I think that's why you win, because it's like so believable, and you just get sucked into this whole world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I was addictive, man. I couldn't.
Yeah. Davies.
Oh my God. I mean, it was like I started eating dinner at midnight because I couldn't, I just had to have it, man. It was, so I'll definitely be watching episode 2. But I got a question for you, Nuri. You've been empowering young up and coming, I'd say would-be artists, because I noticed you've done some things in New York and here in Washington, D.C. So how's that coming along with for you?
It's coming along great. I shared my passion about the importance of Duke Ellington in my life. Yes, and as a young man, artist, period, I wanted to give that back to people. So I think you're referring to all of the teaching and all of the programs and all of the things I've created and implemented in like these different school systems here in DC and up in New York as well. And my goal, honestly, at some point is to be able to have kind of like a Professor X Academy for people like myself. That's a longer term goal for sure. I definitely feel like I can season myself some more. When I was in Duke Ellington, when I was at UNCSA, I will always appreciate when people from the field that were currently still in the field took time out of their life to come impart some information. And a lot of times those people were closer to my age, my mind frame, my disposition. They understood the world I came from and the things I was challenged with a little differently. So they were able to tailor their gifts, if you will, a bit more specifically. And so like, I don't even feel like I want to be like way, I don't want to be like Uta Hagen or something like way late in my life, but I definitely have a passion for being able to create that environment for people. And I think actually not even just artists. There's a school up in New York that I worked at where the students were not actors. They did not have to come to class. They did not have to do any of the stuff we did. And, the school system itself wasn't really serving that group of kids at that school either. So there were other challenges that they had. But being able to meet them where they was at and just give them an environment where they could grow, where they could express themselves, where we could engage with different elements of like just self-respect and respecting others and expressing yourself effectively, like the difference between impact and intent, storytelling, the importance of memorialization, just all these different things that I found throughout my life changed my life. Like Jason said, acting found me. Even though I went to high school for it, my mom was like, yo, I think you got a gift. And I just see how very seriously my life could have went a completely different direction. I don't know who I would be, to be honest with you, if I hadn't found this opportunity to know and express myself, and it be valued. It be the more I do it, the better it is. So,
Yep.
Wow.
yeah.
And I wanted to piggyback off of that because I think both of you guys mentioned that, you know, acting found you. And so I know the big conception out there that you have to live in like a major city like LA or something like that in order to make it in film or industry. So do you guys think that that's something that's really necessary?
Jason, you want to take it first?
And you know what? I mean, that's such an interesting question, especially like the times we're living in now, because it's the entertainment industry has shifted, right? And even pre-pandemic, the streaming platforms, like the opportunities for independent filmmakers to create. So the pandemic kind of shifted that for them. And it's like, yo, you have access. Now we have access to all these stories, right? And you can tell them on so many different platforms. So you don't have to be in LA anymore to be like, to do this craft, to excel at it. You don't have to be in Atlanta. You can be in Memphis, Tennessee. You can be in, wherever and still create. I think that there's certain paths if you want to take. Definitely, you can go to LA, you can go to New York, you can go to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Because those are the major hubs. But if you just want to do it for the craft's sake, I don't think you have to be in any major city anymore to do that.
That's good to know.
My sentiments reflect a bit of that as well. I think that more than being in a major city, what you need for any art, specifically art, but any art, what you need is discipline, integrity, and vision more than anything. But more than being in LA or Atlanta, more than having an agent, more than having any rep, like more than any of those things, like you gotta have vision, integrity, and discipline. Faith, and from that, an array of other things will come. I think that, at least personally, observing those three pillars, I was going to end up in New York anyway. I was going to end up in LA anyway. I was going. It's going. Those three things I think are going to take you to those places anyway. But I think one of the most critical things, to Jason's point, is vision. I think they're all equally important, but vision. If you're not in a major city, having the vision and belief in yourself, the vision to create something that isn't there, like he's right. The pandemic then shifted everything, but even before that, if you in Memphis, Tennessee, and you got a story to tell, and you believe in that story, and you have the integrity to execute it thoroughly, and then you have the discipline to see it all the way through, even amidst the challenges, you're gonna have to go to LA. Yeah. They not going. They gonna want to cast it in LA. They gonna want to cast it in New York. They not. I mean, even if you cast it in Tennessee, you're gonna have to go to the award show. You gonna have. It's gonna take you. It's gonna. Those three pillars are gonna take you any of them places anyway.
I can honestly say that I've been to church twice today, because like that's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, I think that what you're saying is true, and I think it's actually reflecting in the diversity of the stories that we're getting now. So, I think,
totally.
What do either of you? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nuri.
I was just saying, generally, I think everybody is just hearing the call to action and the call to tell their story, especially people of color. We like, man, if you paint us out to be this and this only one more time, bro.
Right.
If we tired, we done. I was watching that show, Black AF. And it was the episode where he had a meeting about like with Issa Rae and Ava DuVernay and all these people about like judging a movie, and because he was on the panel, and just looking at them, the actual content of the show is irrelevant right now, but just looking at the diversity of those people, those writers, and then he left that meeting to talk to Tyler Perry in that episode. And it's just like to see all of like the diversity in us telling our stories. We're not going for that no more. We're not
I
going
heard
for
that.
We're not going for it, man. And as an actor, that's been motivating me to write. That's been motivating me to link up with people who want to do their own projects, because we're not going for that no more.
No, I heard that.
And I'm glad to see that the two of you being here on the spot with your empowering messages, man, because you know when our audience hears this, they'll pass it on. Because what you've said just a minute ago is something that's very, very realistic, but for some reason the light gets dimmed in our communities. And you know, to know and understand, like you were saying, Jason, that the gatekeeper for Hollywood is no longer there. And if you are as passionate about what it is you're doing, and as you said, Nuri, that you have that drive and that commitment to the project that you're working with, almost anything is obtainable. So I'm glad that you two guys are you've been explosive with this interview, man, because the things that you're saying are actually the things that need to be said and need to be said more often. So I appreciate you two. And you know, I mean, look, if my chill bumps get any bigger, I'm gonna have to come out this sweater.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all even having us. I can't wait to come. I'm glad it's being recorded so I can listen back and tell myself some of these things. I appreciate the opportunity to meet Jason, to meet with you guys, and to even express this. Jason, I'm definitely gonna get your info after this.
I know. I'm excited about that. I was excited to have you on both, but I'm excited at the possibility of you guys linking. Who knows? I might be in another project together.
Yeah.
Excellent.
One we created.
Right, facts. Because it's amazing, like when this divine intervention happens. Because as a former teacher, I taught elementary school for 17 years. And so I was like, when Nuri said that, I was like, yo, bro, one of my greater goals is to open my own academy. Like,
wow.
Bro,
Stars are aligning today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Y'all need to have some more combos offline for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just curious to know, do either of you have a dream role?
I used to.
Okay.
And now it's like I might even want to be a part of executive producing it. I've always wanted to play. Well, not always, but like in the last like 4 or 5 years, I was like, man, I would love to play Bob Marley, right? And I was kind of like, that story needs to be told. And so
wow,
now I'm so like, what I want to be a part of bringing that to fruition. I want to be a part, even if I don't play it, I want to be a part of telling.
I would watch that.
Good one. That's a great one, actually.
I can see Bob Marley too. You know, I can see that.
Wow. That
would be awesome. That would be awesome.
So I'm putting that into the universe. You know what I'm saying?
We amplifying it too. Yeah, we amplifying it too. Amen.
Right,
Amen.
right. What about you, Nuri? Any dream roles?
It's funny you say Bob Marley, because when I think about it, like all of the people I think about are historical figures. Like so a dream role for me is a combination of it involves personal catharsis, it involves challenge, and it affects people in a certain way. And I think that those historical figures definitely accomplish that for me, because there's the challenge of like assuming someone else, being someone else. Usually there's a personal catharsis when playing someone else, because there's like a different empathy when that person's really already exists, like actually exists. And as far as impacting people, I think the particular person that I've as of late been interested in playing is actually Chadwick Boseman, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I feel like
wow.
Once again, like he said, like Jason said, even if it's not me, I want to be a part of bringing that legacy to fruition, because there's so like me and him have this 6 degrees, or not even like 2 degrees of separation, where we've been he came to a show of mine 2 years ago.
What?
because he was in college with the writer of a play I did called Sinking Ink. Like, and they were close friends. And Chadwick came to one of the nights, and we, like, you know, briefly spoke and whatnot, but just his presence, his energy is, as they speak of it, and at this point it's of mythological proportions, you know, but just him going to Howard, him you know, just his vision, his spirit, what he represents. I definitely would like to do something like that. It used to be Tupac, because before I had my beard, people used to always say I look like Tupac. But
Wow,
that was then. They already did that. Now I have a beard.
But here's the thing.
Both is a major one. That's a good
I'm sorry.
one.
Even inside of that, Nuri, I still feel like Tupac's. There's so many stories that could be. It's like, man, we haven't even hit the. We haven't even
the surface.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Right.
We haven't. So it's like
I agree with you.
You could
Still,
be Tupac with a beard. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
But you guys touched on some legendary folks to play roles. Like both of them, I would be down to see either of those projects.
Well, they're two thespians, and that's the beauty about these two gentlemen here. Your drama and your commitment to the art, man. I had no idea. I mean, you can read all day long, but when you actually talk to people, and
right,
see it coming, you know, to see that level of commitment and what you two bring to this art, man, you know, it's just, it's crazy, man.
And then they had great spirits too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Both of you, you know.
Yeah, it's exuding. I can hear it in every word you guys are saying.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Here too.
Both of them. Well, I want to ask about a favorite Wu song. Do either of you have a favorite song?
I got so many joints where it's like that person from the Wu is on that person's song, or that person from the Wu is on that person's song. Like I said, it's not a Wu-Tang song, but Gangstar, Above the Clouds, featuring Inspector Deck. It taps me in a different way. It just it's different.
Yeah, I agree, bro. That's one of my favorite songs. Above the Cloud, and because the way Premier dropped the like,
it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro.
I'm with Nuri. Like there's a lot of there's joints that I love. But I know he wasn't in Wu-Tang per se, but one of my favorite songs is Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth by Killer Priest. When he just the knowledge that he was dropping, I had never heard anybody drop knowledge on a song the way, like outside of him, but yet the acronym is Bible, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. And I was like, so he was just exploring so many different tenets of how we have been miseducated, if you will. So that song, when I heard it, I was like, wow, man. Wow.
I tell you, they have so many classics.
Yeah.
So many. But I still Protect Your Neck is still mine.
Yeah, no doubt.
I always love Cash Rules Everything Around Me. Cream.
Oh, me too. I love that too.
Yeah. That was like my riding to work song where I gotta get
that's everybody's theme song.
That is, that is. Yes.
That white congressman was singing that on the Congress floor like years ago. I was like, how do you know that song? But
Wu-Tang is so universal though. They reach everybody.
I think something to note out of everything that we saying, like there's purpose to their music.
Yeah.
You talking about how you used to use it to get you charged to get money. I'm talking about how I used to use it to get me in the mind frame for combat. He talking, you know what I'm saying? There's a usefulness, there's a purpose to this music. And I'm an MC, I love hip hop. So I definitely love all genres, all facets, how I come through.
Yeah.
So that's not to knock nothing else, but there's definitely a difference to be noted. There's like a delineation to be made. There's different uses for different kinds of music. Some music just, it make you feel good. It's like, it make you dance, or it make you do different things, but, and different music affects different people. But I think that a hallmark of the Wu-Tang brand, if you will, is that, you know what I'm saying, it's useful music. It's going to make you think. It's going to give you some basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's going to have you expand your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's going to give you creed. It's going to give you some principles that some other people stand on that maybe you could take on. You know, it's people who live by Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is a way of life, literally.
Oh, I know that there are for real people that live by Wu-Tang, because years ago I bought a friend of mine the book, The Tao of Wu, that RZA wrote and stuff. So yeah, and he was saying it was part of the reason why he liked you know, the Wu and got into Kung Fu, and said he had his own little sword and all that stuff. So, you know, it's people that live and die by the Wu.
Yeah, and not just facts, and that's universal. It's like when it hit me when I saw that, I guess, a piece of the documentary where one of the guys, where RZA, he went to Japan. He went to, I want to say Japan, and they were saying the verses. They were saying the verses like, yo, what in Japan? Like, they don't. Okay.
Look, they have a worldwide following. Like, even when I went to the show last year, I was amazed at how diverse it was. Because I know it was, you know, us, we were there, but it was a lot of white people there too. I was like, all ages, young, old. Like, I was like, it was diverse. It was very diverse.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That speaks volumes. Like this speaks volumes to, you know, the vibrations in the music and what they were able to, how they were able to reach us. You know what I'm saying? That speaks volumes, man.
Yeah. Well, this has been like a really awesome conversation. I'm so glad you guys got to join us tonight. And, you know, I'm glad you guys even got to meet for the first time. That was a surprise because I think we just assumed that, oh, y'all on the same episode, y'all on the same show, y'all know each other already. But yeah, this was awesome to see you guys link and to share all these things you have in common, and then even to just allow us to put you on the spot. You guys answered gracefully. We love it.
And of course, because this is the spot, I have to ask if you all can wrap us out of this this show. You know, that would be like, you know, I mean, I may be asking too much, but this is the
freestyle,
right?
Yeah, what's the freestyle?
You know, I was just thinking about this song that I wrote a minute ago that I was like, yo, I don't get to perform that often. And so I do got something for you, matter of fact.
Hey,
I do got something for you.
I yield to Nuri. Like, go ahead, bro. I haven't spit in years.
Oh, come on. You know, hey, I know you can, you can do a little spit too, you know, Jason. You can go, work with him. I know you got it in you, you know.
Okay.
It's your show. It's your show.
How that junk go? I grab the easel because it's easy for me, B. Spread my wings. Regal supreme and eagle at its peak. At second peak, you see an angel on the creep and peep it from another angle. See me mangled in the streets. It's all perspective. Don't believe all that you see. Like the stillest of my flows, secretly be running deep. Deeper than the deepest dream, dreamed in your deepest sleep. Deeper than the keys kept in secrecy and masonry. Like imagine how it happened when your boy was first conceived. In the race for existence, it's a million versus me. Viciously increasing speed, deadly need for victory. And his verses to be written all in their condolences. I ain't even feel no heat. It's destiny for me to be. I'm 100 steps ahead, like I be a centipede. I grab the easel because it's what I prefer. Who give a fuck who concur? I made my sermon say church.
Ooh, wow.
Okay.
Way to rise to the occasion.
That was hot.
Lord,
Something slight.
That was hot.
Appreciate it.
I gotta come out this sweater, man. Woo.
I had to get that one off my heart. I was just thinking about that like yesterday.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, that was hot. You did that.
Yeah.
You did that.
Appreciate it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. For real.
No, this has been really cool. This has been really cool.
Yeah. And so on that note, I want to just put it out there for all of our viewers. Please make sure that you follow Jason Louder and Nuri Hazzard. I'm sure you can follow them on social media. Continue to keep up with their careers, man, because they are about to really taking off. I just really enjoyed the commentary and where your mind is at. That just lets me know that you guys are on the right track.
Yeah, these two gifted brothers for sure.
Oh.
Sure. And so
It's
we're
honored to be
definitely
in their
gonna be
presence.
keeping up with your careers.
Absolutely.
And you guys got some cheerleaders in us.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely.
Appreciate
No
that.
doubt.
That's love. That's love. We thank y'all.
If you ever need anything from the spot, I mean,
Right.
like
We
we can
got you.
give it, like we can give it to you, right? But if we can help you in any way, you don't ask. You don't even ask. It will be commissioned. So
I appreciate y'all sincerely to be
Yeah, I wanted
amongst
to-
your presence.
I told Ron, I said I really wanted to play some woo music to like
Take us
play us out of here, but I was like, I wasn't sure if YouTube would shut us down with copyright and stuff. But I really, because I got woo on my playlist, so I really wanted to play woo to play us out of here. But I'm not trying to get,
all right. I'm gonna work something out with that, with that little rap you just gave me. No, I already know how we gonna close. So
Right. All right.
Word,
All right.
word. Appreciate
Cool.
that.
definitely.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all
been a
so
pleasure,
much.
you.
man. It's been a
Well,
pleasure.
thank you
Peace.
both.
Definitely.
Thank you so much,
Sure.
and we're looking forward to following you and seeing you in season 2 as well.
Word.
Hey, free Cressy, baby, free Cressy.
You know what? Before y'all go, I gotta say that the episode that really like got me was when dude got killed by the cop.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a
That
lot.
episode had me shook.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the whole season was powerful, but that episode had me shook.
Yeah.
And wasn't it so like timely? Like
Yeah.
it was
Yes.
what was going on?
Yes.
It was-
Yep.
Oh man.
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was,
Yeah. And that was my brother too. That was my right hand man. Hayes was my that was my right
yeah.
hand.
Right.
Yeah. Well, any of y'all, do y'all hang with some of the folks on the set? I mean, are y'all cool with some of the other cast members?
I made some friends.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I made a new one today too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Definitely.
Okay.
man.
Well, we
All
don't
right,
want to
y'all.
keep you guys too long, but thank you again for joining us. Thanks for sharing your time with us, and
sure.
looking forward to seeing you guys all over the place in the future.
Ashe.
Yes.
Y'all I love the platform. I love what y'all are doing. So and I'm a holler at Luana. I'm like, yo, Arrow, thank you. But I thank y'all for the platform that y'all have and how you guys are using it. So shout out to the spot. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you. We
Thank
received
Shout out to the
that.
spot.
We
Shout
received
out to
that.
the spot.
All right. Well, as
All
much as I
right.
hate to say it, I'm out of here.
I know. I've enjoyed this so much.
Definitely.
Peace.
Peace
Y'all
and
be
you, guys.
easy and be blessed.
Same to
All
you.
right. See
Thank
ya.
you guys.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I grab the easel cause it's easy for me, B. Spread my wings, regal supreme and eagle at its peak. At second peak, you see an angel on the creep and peep it from another angle, see me mangled in the streets. It's all perspective, don't believe all that you see. Like the stillest of my flows, secretly be running deep. Deeper than the deepest dream, dreamed in your deepest sleep. Deeper than the keys kept in secrecy and masonry. Like imagine how it happened when your boy was first conceived. In the race for existence, it's a million versus me. Viciously increasing speed, deadly need for victory. And his verses to be written all in their condolences. I ain't even feel no heat, it's destiny for me to be. I'm 100 steps ahead, like I be a centipede. I grab the easel cause it's what I prefer. Who give a fuck who concur? I let my sermon say church.